Yay! So I had some questions about the 4 quadrants, and kind of positive reinforcement gets thrown around a lot, and people are asking what that means and what does positive punishment mean? How can you be positive when you're punishing? And I just wanted to explain all the different things. So operant conditioning. This is when a stimulus occurs, the response from the animal is there, and then the outcome. So for example, the stimulus might be the appearance of a lead. The response of the dog is being very excited, jumping up. Then the outcome is a walk. Dogs learnt that the appearance of the lead means a walk, and then their response is to jump up and down and get excited. So positive reinforcement training, basically positive reinforcement training just means adding something to make the behaviour more likely. It's added to encourage the behaviour. So in training classes, we'll add a treat to make the behaviour more likely next time. Positive punishment, on the other hand, is adding something to discourage the behaviour. So this could be a tap on the nose, or a jerk on the collar, and something like that. It's important that positive, well, I don't use positive punishment as a training method, but I know some people do. Still, punishment is only punishment if it's punishing to the individual. Now, that makes it very problematic from a welfare perspective, because some dogs might get used to the feeling of the punishment, and then you have to escalate your response, which is obviously a massive welfare concern. I don't advocate for positive punishment, but I want to explain to you, if you don't know already and you're watching this, what it all is. I'm not going to lie to you and not talk about things because I don't want you to use them. You know, it's my job to explain to you what the risks and benefits of each element is and explain it to you properly. Negative reinforcement is removing something to make the behaviour more likely to encourage it. So for example, a chain collar, if the dog pulls, then they'll get a restriction on their neck, and that might encourage them to stop pulling. Obviously, something has to be added before it gets taken away. Negative punishment is something that we remove to discourage the behaviour. So for example, if a dog doesn't come when called, then we don't give them a treat, or we restrict their access to something they want because they're barking with the lead. So in my training, I use positive reinforcement and negative punishment. So thinking about reinforcement schedules, this is how often we deliver treats. When we're learning something new, we give treats a lot because we're creating those new neural pathways. However, once a dog has mastered a task, we can move to an intermittent reinforcement schedule where we give treats every other time. It's kind of, someone described it, I don't know who the author is, sorry. Someone described it as a jackpot reward schedule. So imagine you're putting money in the slot machine and you don't know when the next payout's going to come. You're more likely to keep putting money in. If you're self-employed, you don't know when the next payment's going to come. So again, you work harder all the time. For some dogs, moving into that schedule can be really helpful. Thinking about shaping is really important, because sometimes we can't get the task all together straight away, and we need to break down the task into smaller steps because it's too much too soon for the dog. So for example, if you're training recall indoors, where there's little distractions, you can't expect that recall to work straight away when you're outside, because there's noises, there's squirrels, there's people, there's other dogs, there's smells, all those new distractions have been added. So we need to obviously proof our dogs to them, i.e. get them used to ignoring them and the focus on us. But we need to set them up for success and break down the tasks into smaller sections. Because otherwise they're going to get frustrated and not know what's expected of them and give up. So they're the main things. What other questions did we have? So I'm really interested in talking about these things, how animals learn in training, because reinforcement drives behaviour. An animal will repeat a behaviour if it's getting reinforced somehow. So how is it being reinforced? Where is it being reinforced? Who's reinforcing it? You know, really considering that is important. So we also had a question, what's the difference between a marker word and a clicker? Great question. So a clicker is a small handheld device that emits a click sound when you press down on it, whereas a marker word is just you saying the words yes or good or whatever you like. To be honest, you could say bananas if you really wanted to. Hopefully you're happy with shouting out in the park. But it's acts in the same way as it marks the precise moment an animal has offered the behaviour. It can act as a bridging stimulus, and by that I mean if your dog offers or your animal offers a behaviour that you like and they're far away, then that click can let them know that reinforcement's on the way. And because it's always paired with a treat or something rewarding, it becomes a condition reinforcer. So it's the sight of that and the sound of it means that treat's on the way. Feng et al., Feng and colleagues in 2017 says that clickers help dogs learn faster, makes them more motivated to learn, encourages change in learning style. In 2018, the same author said that the limitations of it are that handlers need to learn how to use one effectively. So that's an important consideration. So to basically use a clicker or a marker word, you just click and then give your dog a treat. Click, give your dog a treat. Click, give your dog a treat. And the same thing would be with the marker word. Excuse me. So yeah, there's just kind of a whistle-stop tour on the different training methods, shaping and clicker training and marker words. If you have any other questions, I'm here every week, so just reach out and send them over. All right, thank you. Bye.